What's up guys, it's the Couch Bear here, bringing you another video. Today's video is just me talking about why I am excited for Bethesda Game Studios' upcoming planet-hopping space RPG, Starfield. In my recent No Man's Sky video, I mentioned that I have been watching a lot of videos about Starfield, but I was trying to temper my expectations and keep my hype in check. But since that video, I have watched more videos about Starfield, and my hype for the game has grown a lot. So I decided I would make a video talking about why I'm excited for the game, what aspects of it interest me, general stuff like that. Now, there are so many reasons I am excited for Starfield, so to stop the video from being far too long, I'm going to narrow it down to my top 3. I do have 2 bonus points to get out there before we get into the big 3. The first is game drought. Whilst in general, we are actually in a very good place as gamers, depending on who you talk to, with the amount of seemingly good games and DLCs we have releasing at the moment. But for myself personally, I'm only really looking forward to 3 releases before the end of the year, and I can only see myself finishing those 3. Those 3 being Starfield, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, and Alan Wake 2. So with that, I myself am in a bit of a rut, where I want something new to sink myself into and spend hours upon hours playing, and I feel that is helping me personally be more excited for Starfield. The second bonus is the fact that it is a BGS single player game. Scrub Fallout 76 from memory for a second, and think about the single player experiences BGS has created. Skyrim is still one of the greatest games of all time. It's had 2 re-releases, and now, over a decade later, still has people playing it over and over again. And whilst I personally prefer New Vegas to Fallout 3, it did still have a good story. Same with Fallout 4. Bethesda knows how to tell a gripping and compelling story, and Starfield looks to have a good one too. Anyway, on to the big 3. One of my favourite things to do in any open world game is explore. Just pick a direction, start walking, driving, or riding, and see what kind of trouble I can get myself into, what new area I will discover. Some of my favourite moments in Fallout New Vegas come from doing just that. Not following the main quest, exploring the Mojave, discovering Deathclaw Valley for the first time. The fear that sweeps over you as you are charged by the most fierce killing machine in the wasteland. Or not going straight to Whiterun in Skyrim, and instead deciding to explore and finding Bleak Falls before you're supposed to. But it's not just finding the fun locations, it's coming across random side quests most people won't find, or interactions with NPCs, similar to finding the blind soldier all across the Red Dead Redemption 2 map. These types of encounters whilst exploring are what make games of this style feel more alive and exciting, and with over 1,000 planets across 100 systems, procedurally generated landscapes with handcrafted locations randomly spawned on top of them, Starfield is setting itself up to have near endless potential for these types of exploration based encounters. And to top it all off, we know from gameplay shown in the direct that you can have random encounters in space with pirates trying to rob you, or grandma hailing you to invite you over to her ship for dinner. The fact that only 10% of the over 1,000 planets will have life puts a lot of people off, but to me, it makes it sound more fun. Being the first person in the universe to travel to one of those planets and set up an outpost sounds awesome, and I imagine, considering we can survey planets and sell the data, the undiscovered ones will be worth a lot more credits than the others. In Starfield, you have a full ship builder that lets you fully customize any ship you own. From what was shown in the direct, you will have 13 different categories of ship parts that you can use to build your very own ship. These categories are cowling, shield generators, dockers, fuel tanks, grav drives, weapons, habs, engines, cockpits, cargo holds, reactors, bays, and landing gear. You can add more habs to make the interior of the ship bigger, add a bigger grav drive to increase your jump distance, and change out what types of weapons you have for when you inevitably get into combat in your ship. All these things added together will result in some awesome looking ships, maybe even recreations of ships from other games, TV shows, and movies. I'm excited to see what amazing creations come from the community getting their hands on the ship builder and digging into it, pushing the limits of what is possible for us to build, and the modders expanding what you can do. I, for one, am hoping somebody makes a guide on how to build the Normandy from Mass Effect. When I was younger, I played the Need for Speed games a lot, and my favourite part of them was kitting out cars. I probably spent more time doing cars up across all the Need for Speed games I played than I did actually racing in them. I'm not sure how good I will be at building ships. I just hope the shipbuilder gives me the same joy those older Need for Speed games did. When I was a young child, I used to go to my grandparents' house for Christmas dinner. And one year, when I was 4 or 5, my granddad pulled out a VHS tape for us to watch. On that VHS tape was the original Star Wars, and it changed my life. Ever since that day, I have loved sci-fi, and just space in general. And as I have grown, I have played many sci-fi games, and longed for a Star Wars game where I had the freedom to choose what I wanted to be. Live out the Han Solo fantasy and be a spacefaring smuggler, don a cool helmet and collect bounties, join up with the obviously evil faction and be a soldier, be a space pirate, claiming any loot and ships that cross my path, or just hop in my ship, pick a planet, and go explore it. Whilst Starfield isn't a Star Wars game, it looks to let you live out most, if not all, of these fantasies within its universe. And this is why I am excited for Starfield. I get to pick what kind of space scoundrel I want to be. I make my own path through the stars. On top of that, the actual ship combat looks to be at a pace I will enjoy. I used to play flight combat games when I was younger, but moved away from them as I got older. Then, a few years ago, I picked up Star Wars Squadrons, and whilst I did enjoy it, I wanted something that was slightly slower and more arcadey, and Starfield ship combat is slower and less like a sim. And with the ability to take out the enemy ship's engines and just board them, even if you aren't good at the space combat, just need to survive long enough to take them out in a more personal fashion. And as I mentioned earlier, space won't just be flying from place to place and combat. You can have encounters with other ships, them hailing you, you hailing them. In the direct, they mentioned coming across a luxury cruise style ship, battle cruisers, space stations, and there was a clip of a ship who thought they were the only humans to make it off Earth. Space is the final frontier, and as a lifelong sci-fi fan, this game is literally a dream come true for me, and that is why I'm excited for Starfield. Starfield is a love letter to the sci-fi genre, and is Todd Howard's passion project. Bethesda are marketing the game as 25 years in the making, and the name was trademarked around a decade ago, so who knows how long they have actually been working on it. And yes, I think people should be cautious and keep their expectations in check after Fallout 76. But some of us just can't do that. That is also okay. I was ridiculously hyped for Cyberpunk. Then it launched and had a bad launch and was broken for most of the player base, and even I had some bugs and crashes. But you know what? I still played the shit out of it. And so I have faith that Starfield will be a good game, and that I will enjoy it, even if BGS have to go the CDPR route and take some time to make it good. And that's the end of this video. Those are the top 3 reasons on why I'm excited for Starfield. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, or you're also ridiculously hyped for Starfield, please leave a like. Subscribe to see more of my content. I will be covering Starfield when it comes out. Ding that notification bell to stay up to date when I post. Thank you again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Layers.